technology, finance, construction.
Oh, hi there. Welcome to the final episode of That's English, Module 10.
I'm listing industries that are typically male-dominated. Politics.
How about female-dominated industries? There's healthcare, education, customer service.
Well, in today's documentary, we meet two people who don't fit these stereotypes.
Simeon is a makeup artist and Caroline is a mechanic. As you watch, answer this question. What do Simeon and Caroline say about other people's attitudes to their jobs?
Britain has made great progress towards gender equality. But stereotypes about what it means to be a man or a woman still exist, particularly in the workplace. Simeon and Caroline both have jobs that are usually associated with the opposite sex. They tell us about the challenges that they have to overcome in these roles. Simeon is a male makeup artist. We talk to him about his role in what is seen as a traditionally feminine job.
I was really interested in photography, and I was retouching photos at the time, and I would look at these pictures and think, I would love to do both ends of the photo, the before and the after. So when I moved to London from Sydney, I decided to study makeup artistry. Look up, you know. Currently in the UK, there's 34% men in the industry and 66% women. Thankfully, in the industry, men have it much easier than women just because there aren't that many. When I tell women I'm a makeup artist, they instantly feel that I'm judging their makeup, probably from the way I stare at them. And the truth is, I probably am. And when I talk to men, I think they kind of get a bit shocked sometimes, but I think this day and age, people are pretty accepting of whatever you do.
Simeon doesn't let other people's attitudes stop him from doing the job he loves.
And that is you ready for the shoot.
Gender stereotyping is often unconscious or goes unnoticed. But figures from the Office for National Statistics show how gender inequality exists in the UK. Women working full-time get paid around 10% less than their male colleagues. And there are noticeably fewer women in leadership roles across different industries. Such is the inequality that women make up just 22% of MPs and 20% of university professors. According to the Financial Times and to the Stock Exchange, just 6% of the top 100 executive positions are women.
I have no doubt that British business will drive forward with this culture change.
Is that just for an MAT or an MAT in service? Yeah.
Caroline is one woman who didn't let stereotypes stop her from pursuing her dream.
Okay,
She tells us about some of the challenges she faced when she started training as a mechanic.
I didn't do an apprenticeship because girls back then, and very often still now, don't do that kind of thing. It's not a girl career, is it? So I went in the hard way. I was an unpaid apprentice for a very long time at a local garage. I did 1 day a week, built my way up. Eventually decided that setting up a garage aimed at women would be a good idea. The attitude of men towards women, whether they're going into a garage as a customer or particularly still being a mechanic, is awful. Women shouldn't need to go into a garage and feel that it's a scary experience. That's wrong.
So frustrated is Caroline about the lack of female mechanics that she decided to do something about it.
I've just written a book for women. I was lucky enough to be approached by Haynes Manuals, for them to approach me to write a book about cars for women was just awesome. My book is intended to give women knowledge, everything from undoing your bonnet, checking fluid levels, to tyre pressures, to how your engine, your steering, your suspension works.
The efforts of people like Caroline, as well as new laws and legislation, are slowly leading to improvements. However, these measures will not be effective if gender stereotypes continue to distort the way we see each other in the workplace.
It's great to see two people who go against the stereotype.
I agree. Although I'd never take my car to a female mechanic.
Oh, and I'd never get my makeup done by a man. We're joking, of course. So what do Simeon and Caroline say about other people's attitudes to their jobs?
I think they kind of get a bit shocked sometimes, but I think this day and age people are pretty accepting.
The attitude of men towards women, whether they're going into a garage as a customer or particularly still being a mechanic, is awful.
Simeon says most men are a bit shocked, but many people are generally accepting.
And Caroline says the attitude of most men towards women mechanics is still awful.
According to the film, women get paid 10% less than their male colleagues. Do you think it's the same in other countries?
Well, we asked our international friends, do men and women have equal rights in your society?
New Zealand was the first country in the world to give women the vote more than 100 years ago.
Men and women have equal rights in America. It is illegal to discriminate against anyone based on their gender. Everyone has the equal right to education, own property, freedom of expression, and freedom of dress.
No, I don't think women and men have equal rights in South Africa. Women are still the undermined sex in South Africa. The government is trying to help women get into higher ranking positions and jobs.
Ireland is I think it's still a very male-dominated society and culture, so I think there's a long way to go yet.
Compared to other countries, Australia does have equal rights for men and women. Legally, they are paid the same. Unfortunately, opportunity-wise, women don't get to climb up the corporate ladder as much as men do because they are raising families.
The question of equal rights in Jamaica is a very interesting one because it can be quite a misogynistic society in the way that men look at women. And yet, I know so many women in quite prominent places and business women. And in fact, the Prime Minister of Jamaica is a woman.
It seems that many countries have equality laws, but in practice, there is still inequality.
Now, it's time to join Aidan on his final stop in Ireland. He's back in Galway. As you watch, answer this question. Why is Galway known as Ireland's cultural heart?
Hello! Today I'm back in the coastal city of Galway in the west of Ireland. It's a lovely windy day here overlooking the Galway Bay. One of the things Galway is famous for is the Claddagh ring. Claddagh rings are often given as friendship or engagement rings or a wedding band and can be worn both by men or women. This is the Spanish Arch on the River Corrib. The arch was built in 1584 as part of a wall to protect the city from flooding. In front of the arch is the Spanish Parade. This quayside area was once a dock for Spanish and French ships carrying cargoes of wine, silk, and other goods. Galway is known as Ireland's cultural heart because of its strong connection with the Irish language and with its music, song, and dance traditions. Trad on the Prom is a contemporary Irish show. It is an amazing mix of traditional Irish music, song, and dance. This colourful cultural production has been running for over 10 years and has been seen by thousands of people all over the world. It has the reputation of being Ireland's song, music, and dance experience. Let's find out more about it. I'm here with Maureen, who's a lead musician in the show. Maureen, could you tell us a little bit about the features of Irish dancing?
There are many different features. You can have a traditional dancing, which is free-flowing, where the arms are not by your side, and you also have the competitive style of dancing, which you see in competitions, where the dancers wear the dresses and the wigs and etc.
How do you combine traditional music and dance into a contemporary show?
Well, I suppose the dance really comes from the music comes from the dance, and so they interpret their steps through the music that we play. So it's pretty easy to do.
Why do you think people find Irish dancing so attractive?
I think they find it so attractive because they hear the music in the taps. I know in our show we're very lucky to have wonderful dancers that can interpret the music and the rhythm.
I'm here with Claire, who is one of the dancers in the show. Hello, Claire.
How you doing?
Claire, do the dance moves differ between men and women?
They do a little bit. All the basics are the same. But in terms of light dancing, girls have to be very elegant and stylish, whereas boys have to be really sharp.
When you say sharp, what do you mean by sharp?
As in, instead of moving your foot just up and down, you have to move it up and down really fast.
I know you've got a show tonight, but do you have time to show me some dance moves?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll teach you how to shuffle.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
So then change. Shuffle.
Shuffle.
And keep changing. Shuffle.
And I got to keep my arms straight, is that right?
Keep your arms straight and your shoulders back all
Sharp.
the time. Yeah, sharp.
Okay.
So shuffle and shuffle. Nice and slow.
Oh.
Shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle.
Okay, great, great. I think I'm going to leave the dancing to the professionals and go and watch the show. Come on, Claire. What an incredible way to end our trip around Ireland. I hope you've enjoyed our adventures just as much as I have. Bye for now.
I love Irish dancing. The dancers have so much strength and control.
Were you able to answer the question? Why is Galway known as Ireland's cultural heart?
Galway is known as Ireland's cultural heart because of its strong connection with the Irish language and with its music, song and dance traditions.
Yes, Galway is known as Ireland's cultural heart because of its strong connection with the Irish language and with its music, song and dance traditions.
Well, I'm afraid that's the end of the programme and the end of this module.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.